Well, welcome to our open house, guys. Hope you're doing well today. We actually have in the chat box, placed my name, my contact information. So if you have any follow-ups after this, you're more than welcome to call me or send an email. Be glad to help you any way that I can. If you have any questions as we go through, you can either raise your hand by clicking on the hand in the Teams box or place your comments in the chat box, and we'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have. To start with, basic law enforcement training, the requirements. In order to get into BLET, you actually have to take a reading exam. The state requires all applicants in the program to take and pass a reading comprehension exam at a 10th grade reading level. We actually administer our exams here on campus. Now, to sign up for a reading exam, once we open the process, you'll be able to sign up for the reading exam and then come in at your scheduled date and time and take that exam. We will start our next process for our January Academy, which will start about mid-January of 2021. That process is ended, but our next process for our Fall Academy in 2021 will actually start in January. So that's how you get started with the process. Once you complete that, we'll give you additional information that you'll need to work on to get back to us in a timely manner. Now, for our programs, we usually run 2 programs a year for the Day Academy, January to June and from July to December. We also have a Night Academy for those that are working full-time or having to work on the weekends and they can't devote to a full-time schedule. That program usually runs from around end of July, 1st of August until the following June. So if you were to start the Night Academy in, say, July or August of 2021, you would actually go into May to June of 2022. Again, it's a part-time schedule. Now, how do the schedules differ between Day and Night Academy? Our Day Academy runs about 24 weeks, 20 weeks in a full 5-day capacity. You're here pretty much from 8 to 5 every day with PT in the afternoons. Our Night Academy actually runs again about twice as long, but you're only here part-time. You come in around 5:30 in the afternoon. You'll be here until about 10:45 Monday through Friday. You will have to come in for a few weekends, and usually that's on a Saturday. They're very limited. And then we have a few weeks after the first of the year that you will actually have to attend a full week. So if you're working, you would have the schedule ahead of time so you could actually request to take off from work if needed. Our physical requirements. In order to become a law enforcement officer in the state of North Carolina, you have to pass what they call the Police Officer's Physical Agilities Test. This is a mandated test by the state. It pretty much is an obstacle course, jumping over a 4-foot fence, going under a low crawl, rolling with a heavy bag that weighs about 100 pounds, doing push-ups. You also have a second component where you're running and you have to rescue a mannequin, and the mannequin weighs 175 pounds. But those are things that are required by the state that you have to do. Now, it's great if you can come in before we start the academy, and you can do that. However, if you can't, we have a PT program. Each academy runs their own PT schedule. You're here doing PT with us at least 3 to 4 times a week, where we're here with a physical fitness instructor. We try to help you get to that goal of being able to pass the POPAT. The biggest concern that we see with students coming into the program not being able to do the push-ups and the sit-ups that are required for our physical fitness test. Our recommendation is to be able to do 40 push-ups, and these are military-style push-ups, full extension, not on the knees, it's on the toes and the hands. We would like for you to be able to do 40 push-ups in a minute, and then also be able to do 40 sit-ups in a minute, and then be able to run 1.5 miles in about 18 minutes. If you can come in with those numbers, we can work with that and to get you to where you need to be at graduation time. These numbers are actually put in place by some of the numbers that we've run across and looking at our statistics over a period of time. You will be very, very successful if you are able to do that prior to coming into the class. Does anyone have any questions right now? Let me answer this. A lot of this information is actually on our website regarding the reading comprehension exam, some of the things related to BLET, and what those requirements are. The BLET website, Ms. Bray has actually posted that in our chat room. It's blet.waketech.edu. Feel free to go out and check out our website. Be happy for you to do that.
How old do you have to be in order to register for the classes?
That's an excellent question. In order to get into the basic law enforcement training in North Carolina, you can register and start BLET when you're 19. The only catch is you have to turn 20 on the date of the state exam. That's the state's requirement. Excellent question. Any other questions? What does a typical day look like for a police cadet? Usually are involved with lecture and practical exercises. For those that were able to see most of the video, you'll see a lot of the activities that we're doing throughout the day. Each class has its own set of practical exercises that you have to complete. We do end-of-block testing, so after every block of instruction, there's about 36 blocks that you have to complete, successfully complete both the practical component as well as the written exam to be able to move on in the program. Every block of instruction has to be completed successfully in order to sit for the state exam. Now, with that, our program is designed to help you prepare to take the state's comprehensive state exam. You will get your certification to become a law enforcement officer anywhere in the state by passing this exam. The exam, it's about 4 hours. It's a 300-question exam. And again, this is administered by the state. And everything that we do within our program is designed to help you pass that state exam. One of the additional things that we have with our program here at Wake Tech is we actually offer more hours than what the state requires. The state currently requires about 640 hours for our program. Now, our program, we do over 740 hours. We give you additional training outside of what the state requires, which is a benefit for agencies within our area. And this kind of leads into a question asked by one of our guests, what career path will this help with in the long run? Very good question. If you are in a program, let's say, for example, if you are looking to acquire a degree at Wake Tech in the criminal justice field, we do have our program will transfer hours into that program. To find out more about that, you would need to contact the department chair for the criminal justice department. Her name is Dr. Janie Slaughter. She'd be more than happy to work with you on that end. But we do have credit hours that you can receive going toward your associate's degree. And there's also another program that's out that just recently came out by the state that you can actually transfer these hours into the state as well, and you can accumulate some hours working toward a degree. Now, to become a law enforcement officer anywhere in the state of North Carolina, you must take basic law enforcement training. For example, Raleigh offers their own police academy as an agency. The Highway Patrol is another agency that offers their own academy. Within that academy, they go through the basic law enforcement training in addition to their agency's policies, procedures, and the way they want you doing things within those agencies. Most of the agencies in this area, the local agencies, the Garner, Wake Forest, Holly Springs, the small police departments are not capable of running their own academy, so they look to Wake Tech's Basic Law Enforcement Training Academy to provide the recruits necessary for them to fill vacancies in their agencies. We have another guest that's typing a question. Most agencies, if For example, you are aspiring to be an investigator. You want to work, maybe become a homicide investigator, for example, or be a specialized unit, such as having canines or working with a drug unit. The first step is, again, you have to go through basic law enforcement training, be hired by an agency, and then probably work a few years on the road. Then you can start applying for these specialized units. Ms. Bray is also placed in our chat box, Janie Slaughter, our department head of the criminal justice program. Hopefully I've been able to answer your question that you had. We have another guest typing a question. Now, let's say if you go through basic law enforcement training, you pass the state exam, and you start working with an agency, let's say Garner, and you wanted to actually go to work for the Highway Patrol, or you wanted to work for Raleigh Police Department. These agencies also have a transfer program, which basically also gives you credit for having your basic law enforcement training certificate, and you can go in as a lateral transfer to those agencies and not have to go through basic law enforcement training again. You would just go through their shortened school, or what they call a transition school. So it does lead to other things as well. All right, the question is, could you do this program while going to school for profiling? I'm not quite sure I understand your question. If you are looking to go to school and also do something else as well, you can do that. So, for example, if you're working on a degree outside of this or another type of degree, yes, you can still continue to go through our program as well as continue that other program. I highly recommend, if you decide to do that, depending on the program that you're in, our day program is very intense. There's a lot going on every day. It's very involved. I highly recommend that if you're looking at the day academy, not to do anything outside of the day academy. You have to prepare not only physically, but also for the exams on a weekly basis. We could have one exam a week, or we could do up to 4 exams a week. So we stay very busy with our day academy. Night program is not quite as busy, but it still is intense, just as our day academy. Hopefully I've answered your question. Great. My time is about up. If you have any follow-up questions regarding the program, please let me know. Send me an email. I'll be more than happy to talk with you. Getting you ready for the next program. Again, we'll be starting in January, starting our testing process for our fall and our night academies. One additional note, if you're looking to do this program, the cost on average is about $1,500 per student. That includes your books, your ammo fee. It also includes your tuition. It also includes your uniform. So if you're looking to come into our program, that's going to be an estimated cost. If you become sponsored or hired by an agency, those costs can also vary. Usually they're a little bit cheaper if that happens. Again, thank you again for participating today. Look forward to seeing you in the future. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
And John, I do have one question that normally is a popular one. What is the higher rate for those that complete the academy?
For our academy, our high rate is in the high 90 percentile rate. We do have a high dropout with our academy because our standards are a little bit higher than what the state sets. But again, as I talked before, we are a CLE accredited agency. We push you to bring the best out in you. So when you do finish our program, it sets you up and prepares you for that next step of getting hired. So our success rate on the state exam is also high, as well as our high rate of completion of our program. We actually have a lot of agency officers that work within our program. Normally, it's about 50 officers from various departments across this area, from the small departments to the state agencies. So they actually have an opportunity to see you and can be recruited through our program as well. Again, thank you for attending today's session. Again, look forward to seeing you in the near future. Stay safe, and you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of your open house. Thank you.